Hi, and welcome to the Pride Spotlight, where each month we highlight one of our wonderful Pride members and get to know them a little better and what brought them to our community. My name is Rheama, and I'm honored to be your host. Today we'll be meeting with Laurence Covassin. Welcome, Laurence.
Thank you, Rheama. Thank you for inviting me.
So before we dive in to hear about why you joined the Pride, can you tell us a little bit about your day-to-day and where you are in the world?
Okay, so I am right now in Florida, Miami. I get to see the iguanas jumping off trees and swimming across the canal right in front of me every day. So I am a scientist, and I still work as a scientist for a pharmaceutical company. And this animal communication just goes against everything I learned, and I love it. It's fascinating.
Wow, that's a scientist. That's great. So you really, both sides of your brain are really being used right now in a huge way.
Absolutely.
How did you find the pride in your scientific world? What brought you to the pride?
That's a very good question. I have a very good friend who happens to be also my acupuncturist, and he knows how much I love animals. And one day he forwarded to me the video from Anna, who is talking to Spirit, the black leopard. And I was just so fascinated, thinking I really have to do this. The next step was for me to attend a Peace Summit in 2023. And then I found out that she was giving in-person workshops in England right when I had to travel to Europe for work. So I decided to extend my stay by 2 weeks. And I attended workshops 2 weekends in a row. And so that was just last October. So I am a very new member. I joined the Pride right then. I'm surrounded by scientists, and I just love the idea of having a community, like a safe space where nobody will be judging me for what I like to do. So that's how I joined the Pride. This has changed my life, I have to say.
Can you further explain how it changed your life, how it has enhanced your life now that you've become a member and have opened up that part of your life?
So exactly, it's opened a brand new world for me. First, I used to feel very lonely, and now I don't feel lonely anymore because I can just go out and pick someone to talk to. So that changed. Also, I've been able to help people actually already with this communication. So, I've been helping owners of pets that had either PTSD or health issues. I started, asking for friends for, oh, do you have pets? I want to practice, but I didn't get to practice much. Right away, people reached out to me to try to help them with their animals. Um, and I'm amazed with what I have been able to do and change this pets' lives. Yes.
Wow, that's incredible. Really interesting. I love how you've gone from a scientist to an animal communicator. That is so great.
It's yes. It still every time it happens, I still burst into tears because it still seems unbelievable. Um, but it works. Yeah.
So when you're listening to P's animal communication during the power-ups, how do you personally receive the messages?
Usually I receive either images, videos. I like merging a lot because I feel a lot. Even when I try to communicate with animals, you know, around me, I can feel their pain. I can feel like discomfort. I can feel anxiety. So I feel that a lot. Yeah, mostly for me, videos, not so much words, just once in a while. I hear something like funny or when the animal is really trying to get my attention, then I hear words. Otherwise, it's mostly sensations and images and yeah. I remember we had when I followed a peace workshop, we had a dog trainer, and we had to ask him, what advice do you have for us to get better at animal communication? And the answer for me was trust yourself. Stop doubting. So just trusting and be open. I've always thought that there are so many unknowns in science too that we will never understand everything. We just have to admit it. Let's admit it right now. We will never understand everything. So I think that's part of it.
Wow, great. That's wonderful. So, in what ways has being a member enhanced your life? You said you're no longer lonely. Is there any other ways the Pride has enhanced your life?
Absolutely. It just opens a brand new world of what the possibilities that most people are actually ignoring. Um, and I have fun with it. I have a lot of fun. Like I can give an example. I remember being in a market, very crowded market, and there was this little pup on a leash, and he didn't want to move. He was behind his owner, didn't want to move. She was trying to pull him, pull him. I just stood there, closed my eyes, reached out to him and explained there is no reason to be scared. Everybody here loves pups. He's going to be safe. Everybody loves puppies and it's just fine. He just got up and walked in front of the owner and puppy went. so so I have fun with it all the time. Yes. Yeah. I can tell also what happened 2 weeks ago. That was also a lot of fun. I was in Vegas for work and I decided to go on a kayak trip. And while on the way there, the guide told us that we could perhaps see mountain sheep. But the odds are very low because it's not the season. They're not thirsty yet. They don't go to the river because it's not hot enough. And I was like, oh no, I really want to see the mountain sheep. So on the kayak, I called them. I called them and then I went to talk to the guide and I asked her, what are the odds really we're going to see a sheep? And she said, they're very little. We haven't seen one in 2 days and we may be able to see one lonely male, you know, going for a drink. And then 10 minutes later, she goes, the sheep are here, the sheep are here. And then she screams out loud, Laurence, it's all because of you. You initiated it. And here I am in my kayak. I just went, you have no idea. And so there were so many of them too. We saw 2 herds and I had showed them, you know, visualize where we were because the Colorado River is really long and where we were heading, and so they were right there. And then on the way back to Vegas, in the van, she said she's been doing this for 5 years. Every single day, they don't have a holiday. Every single day, she has never seen this many sheep in one day. So, and I was just laughing, you know, I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Oh man, that is great. That is just wonderful.
Yeah, that's fun.
So, what progress have you seen or felt with your communications with the animals since joining the Pride?
Right. So first, every time I confirm something, I see a progress in trusting myself. I have much less doubts. I'm better at letting them ask me questions too. Like I was communicating with a horse, and actually he had really bad PTSD, and he just kept asking me questions the whole time. I didn't have a chance for one question, but it's fine. You know, I was answering his questions, and so better I just let it flow, give them an opportunity to ask also. I still have to work there's one thing I'm really bad at, and I still have to work on this. But maybe it's because I don't care about the answer as much as really trying to help them. But what is your home environment? I get very few images of that. You know, I will pick up the blanket or the basket, the color of the basket that they sleep in, or if they're in a crate, not a crate, but I don't see the whole picture, but I don't know that it matters really. So maybe that's why my brain just doesn't need to go there. I was communicating with an older dog, and they're worried about his health, and is he still happy, enjoying life, or is he in too much pain? And so when I merged, I could see that he wasn't seeing well at all, and indeed, I was told later he had cataract. But I didn't feel any pain in the ears. And so I said, the ears are okay. And she said, well, it's actually kind of deaf on one ear. But then I'm like, oh, how can I pick up if an animal is deaf, if it's quiet around him? So that's something I need to figure out. But yes, and just open all my senses to make sure I get all the possible messages. I get taste for sure. Yeah, and I do hear, actually, it's not true, I do hear messages in words as well, much more than before.
Have you had a favorite animal that has come to us during a power up? A favorite animal experience that you'd like to share?
Oh, they're all so good. I really enjoyed playing as a dolphin. I'm a water person, and I really enjoyed that. The one that really stuck is with the polar bear. I was going through a rough time, and that hug and just that warmth, it was so comforting and reassuring. There was no verbal communication at all. It was just through the touch. And the softness of the fur, and it was just so comforting. It really brought me peace again. So I really loved that one. I felt really, really, really good. I needed it after that.
So, is there anything else you'd like to share with us today?
No, I shared a few examples. I mean, for the newer members, I'm a new member. It's just, if you practice, you can develop the skill really quickly. Actually, it's just about practicing, and the more you practice and the more you confirm that you actually had a connection, the more you're going to trust yourself. And I am actually now amazed on how easily I can connect. Like the ships were just an example. I've had so many now. I'm just really surprised how easy it has become.
So, when you say practice, what was practice for you? Once a day, once a week? How often did you practice?
Right. So I wanted to do it once a day, but between work and everything, and because I'm still learning to trust myself, I want to do it always when I am in the best possible conditions, when I am relaxed, when I'm not tired, after I went for a long walk in the woods, just to be in the best possible conditions. And when I do this, it works really well. So I don't want to change it. So it happens now that I do it maybe once a week. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for everything. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being within our community.
You're very welcome.